To understand the operation, you have to understand the fear. Hoover didn't care that Robeson could sing. He cared that Robeson could not be controlled. By the late 1940s, Robeson wasn't just performing, he was confronting power. He told President Truman directly that if the government wouldn't stop lynching Black Americans would defend themselves. He spoke across Europe, Africa, the Soviet Union, telling the world what America didn't want heard, that democracy at home came with racial limits. To Washington, that wasn't criticism. That was a threat. He was too famous to arrest, too respected to ignore. So they chose another tactic. If they couldn't silence him, they would make him dangerous to support. September 1949. Peekskill, New York. Robeson was scheduled to sing outdoors, but crowds were already waiting. Cars pulled in, and rocks came flying. Windshields shattered. Passengers dragged out. People beaten in the road. Effigies burned. Crowds shouting. And police? Standing there, watching. No arrests. No protection. The message was clear. Stand with Robeson, and you stand alone. The next morning, newspapers didn't condemn the violence. They blamed him. That's how the narrative changed. Not by banning him, by isolating him. Then came the real blow. In 1950, the State Department revoked his passport. No trial. No charge. Just a decision. He was told he could have it back if he signed a paper denying communist ties. He refused because he believed the government had no right to police his thoughts. Without a passport, he couldn't travel. Without travel, no international concerts. Without concerts, no income. Venues backed away. Studios stopped calling. The most recognized Black voice on earth was confined inside the country he criticized. Not jailed. Contained. But stopping his career wasn't the final step. Controlling memory was. His films stopped circulating. His records disappeared. His story faded from classrooms and institutions. That's how erasure worked. Not by destroying history, by deciding what never gets repeated. Robeson finally won his passport back in 1958. But by then, the damage was done. His health was failing. His influence reduced. The FBI's file on him spans thousands of pages. Surveillance, pressure, containment. Proof of one thing. They didn't fear his violence. They feared his credibility. Because when a respected voice exposes contradiction, power starts to shake. And if they could do this to one of the most famous men on earth, imagine what happens to the voice's history never recorded.